Well, welcome to a special World Have Your Say, live from the Black Box Performing Arts venue in the centre of Belfast. Now, I'll explain why we're here in a moment, but first I want to give you a flavour of the headlines in the newspapers around the world after what was an amazing day in Washington yesterday. The Independent here in the UK simply sell, sell, sell. The Telegraph also in the UK staring into the abyss as Wall Street bailout is rejected. The New York Times, Treasury and the Fed looking at their options. The South China Morning Post, US bailout failure sends markets reeling. And in the Sydney Morning Herald, last-minute panic sale, Aussie market crunched again in final minutes of trading. Well, we're here in Belfast, as I say, at the Black Box Performing Arts venue. We're invited here by the British Council for their Transatlantic Network 2020. We've got an audience of around 100 young people, and basically they're the leaders of the future, the people who could really make a difference in our world. They're police officers, they're bloggers, they're artists. There's even a lady here from NASA who I was talking to the other day, from all around the world. And they've spent the last couple of days looking at conflict resolution, and maybe some of those skills could be used right now in Washington. So this financial crisis, over the last few, weeks really, the World Have Your Say community has raised so many questions about the problems behind it. Should we let the markets crash? Is party politics getting in the way of a solution? And why is there a panic when governments are, quite frankly, tripping over themselves to bail out so many banks?
I don't care if it is taxpayers' money as long as the state gets the money back again. And also, there is no other way really to deal with it. And if we don't deal with it, we will all be affected very, very seriously, one way or another. So we have no alternative.
Though I think the Swedish example is certainly giving inspiration on how we can tackle the crisis now. The scale, the proportions of the crisis we are facing currently is in such an amount that I doubt that if the state puts an equal intervention like in Sweden, we can curb the situation in a proper way. So I think much more radical measures are needed, also because we are really in a change of paradigms, and that's another situation.
Schumpeter has actually defined a concept which is called creative destruction. I think that this is a normal moment of the economy when things are redefined. And the principle, which is called originate and distribute, creating more value of assets on the market, needs to be redefined as well. I don't think that state intervention needs to solve that. Market should redefine, because risk takers right now have seen what risk has mean. I mean, loss. So no taxpayer should actually pay for that, but the fat cows actually are the ones who need to suck up. Sorry for that.
So you're saying we just let companies fold, we let financial institutions, we let banks go under and let the markets readjust?
I would say that there's a major difference in between investment banking and savings. I would say that the government should keep an eye on the savings banks, but investment banks to protect them, okay, that's a major problem. And I find it unacceptable from a doctrinary point of view. I will not see government actually saving and introducing moral hazard into the financial system. That's actually my opinion.